Welcome to a podcast brought to you by the Elysian Studios. I am always eager to solve any problem, especially in crime scenes. I love reading or watching unsolved mysteries, like Flashpoint or The Walking Dead. So, for this episode, I will be talking about some of the creepiest and weirdest unsolved mysteries in the world. Mind you that there are stories that might disturb some of the audience. Let's start off with the Hinterkaifeck murders. A farmer in Germany back in the 1920s had noticed mysterious footprints in the snow around his house. There was also strange stuff happening around the farm. Footsteps in the attic, a newspaper that no one in the family had bought, and eventually the house keys disappeared. What makes it stranger is that the housekeeper had left a few months prior, swearing that the farm was haunted. The family suddenly disappeared for a couple of days. Their neighbors went to check on them, only to find the entire family as well as their newly hired housekeeper had been murdered. Most of the family had been dragged into the barn one by one and slaughtered with what's believed to have been a pickaxe. The maid and their youngest son were killed in their beds. The worst part is that the youngest daughter lived for a few hours after the attack. She spent the last few hours of her life lying next to her dead family in the hay of the barn. Despite the best efforts of the police, they never found out who murdered the family. Whoever it was stayed in the house after the murders. The neighbors saw smoke coming from the chimney, and some of the food had been eaten. Still, 90-something years after the murders, no one really knows who did it. It's crazy that so many years passed by and no one was able to solve it. Whereas now, detectives are able to solve most of the crime scenes in a matter of weeks or days. Let's move on. Ghost ships have always fascinated me. They're not necessarily that unsettling if you consider people might just have left the ships, taken hostage by pirates or something. But this is the story of the Dutch SS Orang Medan. Ships of the coast of Malaysia received some SOS messages from the SS Orang Medan, and that said, all officers including captain are dead lying in chart room and bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. Before anyone could get to the ship, another SOS message was sent from the ship that said, "I die." The American merchant ship Silver Star was first on scene, quickly boarding the now drifting ship. They found the whole crew dead, eyes wide open with terrified expression on their faces, and arms stretching out in front of them as to shield themselves from something. The radio operator was found dead sitting by the Morse sending key, eyes wide open as well. No one on the ship looked physically hurt. As the Silver Star tried to tow the ship back to port, the SS Orang Medan started smoldering and sunk after. Stumbling upon a ghost ship with dead crew would be a bit scary, but waking up finding your friends dead, frozen solid in what looks like the moment somebody stabs them, so they realize you are next? Nope. Now, I find the last story to be the creepiest of them all because there is no physical proof as to how that happened. In 1957, 11-year-old Joanna and 6-year-old Jacqueline Pollock were tragically killed in a car accident in England. They were sisters. A year later, their mother gave birth to twins, Jennifer and Gillian. The younger twin, Jennifer, had birthmarks on her body in exactly the same place as Jacqueline had them. The twins then started requesting toys belonging to the deceased girls, which they had no prior knowledge of. The twins even asked to go to a park they have never been to before, but their deceased sisters have. A well-respected psychologist at the time, Dr. Ian Stevenson, studied the case in depth and said that the twins were reincarnations of their departed sisters. Alright, so that concludes everything. After all those creepy stories, let's end this podcast in a positive note with an upbeat song. I've been Mary from the Elysian Studios. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.